Those Firebirds are smoking now. I can't see my target anymore. So guys, this one's pretty cool. This is the CMMG MK47 Dissent. Now, if you're familiar with the CMMG series, they have the MK47, and they're the only ones I know of that did it right, because they took an AR type platform, but they still allow you to use AK-47 mags. This is their first generation. You could tell by the key mod that's on it. But what they also did was make it more robust, and we'll go over that in a little bit, because the Dissent itself is going to be a bit different as well. So here is the 5.7 Dissent that we have a full video on earlier, and the most impressive thing about the Dissents in general is they were bufferless. This one just has a Picatinny rail on it, so we can put any stock that we want, and so we've got this folding stock from, I think it was JMac Customs on the back. What makes the Dissent besides the folding stock is the front forward charging handle, and that's what the MK47 Dissent combines. AK-47 mags, a robust bolt carrier group, a bufferless system, so we have a folding stock which we can still shoot with, and then our front side charging handle as well. Before we go on any further, guys, make sure you check out our sponsor, Scheels.com. It has become my favorite website for anything hunting and shooting and fishing and camping and climbing and biking. If you do it outdoors, Scheels got you covered. They have all the premium brands, but my favorite thing, of course, is their low price guarantee, which really you don't need to use, because every time I've shopped for something, Scheels had it for the best price. But if you do find a better price somewhere else, you can just hit them up and they will match that price for you. So make sure you use the link down below in the description and get started at Scheels.com. We thank them for sponsoring this video. So fellas, this Dissent is really next level. I have, like I said, had this MK47, wow, since it very first came out. I SBR'd it. And you know when you SBR something, you like it because you put an extra $200 into that tech stamp and you're kind of married with it for life. It's been a fun gun. Now see, a lot of manufacturers will take a regular AR-15 bolt and mill it out for your AK-47 round, so the 7.62x39, which really has a bigger case head on it. Well, that just results in a weaker bolt with less material, and there's a lot of instances when they break and snap. CMMG didn't do that, though. They took an AR-10 bolt, a big beefy one, shortened it because we don't need the full length of a 308 round, and so you have a lot of power and a lot of strength in that build. But of course, the Dissent takes it a step further, and now we have our folding stock, and on the inside, we'll just go ahead and show you how the bolt looks. If you're an AR guy, it's going to look a little funny at first because it just looks like a chopped, shorter bolt with these guide rods up top. And those dual guide rods is what replaces your buffer tube, so now we have a more compact package. Now this is their full 16-inch rifle. They will have a 14.5, I think, a pinned and welded version, and that will also accept their new suppressor line, so even though it's a pinned and welded, you can still put a suppressor on it. And now they have a 12-inch and I think an 8-inch SBR and pistol versions. B&T made their folding stock, and it just looks like a scar, so you got that Ugg boot look. You have 3 cheek height positions. The only downside I've found is that to adjust the length of pull, it takes 2 hands because we have to squish this with a finger and a thumb on both sides. Since it folds, once you have it set to your liking, you're never really going to mess with it again. It's not like an AR that you're going to have to collapse it and put it in a bag, because you just fold it now and put it in a bag, and you have that nice compact package. Then the non-reciprocating charging handle. If you think old school, some rifles, like I know the Scar, would rip your thumb off if you accidentally shot it with your thumb resting where you want to. And this is non-reciprocating, so that's not an issue at all. And it's also ambidextrous and super easy to change out. No tools required. We just flip it left and right if we wish. It also has a manual bolt catch. AK mags do not bolt hold open. Pull back and push it, and now we have our bolt catch and we can bolt hold open. And now on a reload, if you want to, you can just insert magazine and press the bolt catch and go home. Now what we're going to play with in a minute is also this adjustable gas block. And that's the beauty of it. That's really a step above my MK47 here. The old school one is the adjustable gas block now allows us to tune it to our loads and tune it to your suppressor. And so right now we're around in the mid-range, but it has 16 positions that we can adjust with an Allen wrench. Now Now the trigger. A lot of AR manufacturers will just throw in a mil-spec trigger, and in their marketing they'll say, well, we know you're just going to put what you like in it anyway. No, CMMG put a nice one in, and I love it when I put my trigger scale on it and it actually shows better than the specs, because this Rise Armament single stage trigger is supposed to break about 4 or 4.5 pounds. Well, depending on where I put my scale, either where I put my trigger finger or below, we were definitely below 4. I think my average was 3.8 pounds. So I think that's all the basics of it. Let's shoot a little more. We got about 20 rounds left here. Let's have some fun. Let's start at 100 yards. Just easy, nice ride. And when playing around with this, it's a lot more accurate than I expect, especially out of an AK-47 round, which has the reputation for being poor accuracy. This changes everything. So here's 170 Buffalo. All right, and those are quick follow shots, just freestanding, guys. 170, we've got a falling LaRue target. There he went. Let's try to hit 200-yard gong, just freestanding. The third and fourth miss were me. All right, now the furthest target out there, 270 yards. Let's hit it. All right, some of those were definitely me. Just a little bit of dipping after holding up that much. We get a good rest, we'll be in better shape. So let's see what it does accuracy. I'm going to shoot 2 groups today. First will just be with some steel cased surplus ammo. This is, I believe, manufactured by Arsenal. And then we have some brass case Winchester from my friends over at AmmunitionUSA.com. Check them out. They got a new subsonic blackout round coming. And the optic. This is the 5 Tactics by Right-On. It's a 1x10. Don't confuse it with the trigger cam in the back. It's milled optics with a mill reticle with a very nice ballistic tree, and it is also illuminated. So we've got it in a LaRue mount here, and we're going to be on 10x, which is really nice for this. Okay, this is our brass. Okay, disclaimer. I only zeroed it on steel. I have not shot it at 100 yards on paper, so we might be a little off. Accuracy does not mean precision, so if it's a little off, we're just measuring group size. I got one more round. Let's burn it up to 300. See, that's why I think this thing's accurate. It works. This is a 2.5-inch group on the left on the lower with that Winchester, and this is a 2.5-inch group with the steel. So it didn't matter. It eats it all and it likes it all. I thought it would be a little more accurate because when I'm shooting steel, we were shooting the 220-yard know your limits out there, just like a blast. And so I thought it might be a little tighter grouping than this, but that's what we got so far. This is the Defcan 3T, the original Gen 1. Without adjusting the gas block, I just want to see what it does after we took their muzzle brake off. It should be overgassed, and then probably, I guess that means it's throwing it forward. Let's just see here. Actually, that's not too bad. That was pretty much 3 o'clock. Oh, now they're throwing them further back. Okay, so with it throwing backwards, it kind of says it's under gas. So we won't mess with the gas block yet, but we would want to before it gets too warm. Let's just shoot a little more because it shoots well. You don't have a forward assist, so if we do a little peeksies like we're doing, let's see if we let it down gentle, if it doesn't really go into battery. Okay, I have to let it down a little. Yeah, it's not completely in battery like you would expect. Okay, that's not bad though. It's like a 1.5-inch thumb drop and you're good to go. All right, that's cool. Thanks for joining me at the range as we had some fun with the CMMG MK47 Dissent. I mean, it's easy just reaching out the 300-yard offhand, so it's a winner in my book. The compact nature of it, side charging handle. You can also choose your color. This one is the tungsten, but they have several others you can check out over at CMMG's website. I believe the prices on these start at $2,000 and go up from there, but they have all those different varieties, and it's just loaded with features. So thanks for watching today, guys. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.